Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own knitting project. If you're like me and really enjoy having videos on while you work, sometimes you find that the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we are continuing with the simple sock that I'm working on for my brother's fiance. It is a 3x1 rib, so that is 3 knits and 1 purl rib across the top of the foot, and then it's just knit on the back side once you finish the cuff section. It's meant to be a birthday present for her, and then I'm going to make another one for my brother, but I think I will just make it a simple knit all the way around sock instead of with the ribbing. I was really just looking for a sock pattern that wasn't too crazy, that also showed me how many to cast on and when to shape the heel and all of that per shoe size. A lot of them I've seen just have like a standard size, or if I've looked at a pattern online or like a formula, it doesn't really tell me if you're casting on this, knit till here, reserve these stitches, shape this side, pick up these, start your decrease here, and all that stuff. None of that. So I definitely have to be particular about what patterns I use so that I do have that extra bit of help. And I'm using this cake here. I got it during a yarn crawl last year. It's some kind of merino superwash, I believe, with a mix of maybe nylon in it. I can't remember exactly, and I'm not sure where I put the little tag that goes with it. It's definitely not in my knitting bag that I have here. So we are just going to continue on where I left off with you guys. The last video you saw with this same thumbnail is where I left off. The only difference is that I finished my in pattern part before I got to this knitting on the bottom side of the heel, or bottom side of the foot. So I'll have to do this until I think I'm around 6 inches or so I can start shaping the foot, or shaping the toe, and then it'll be done. But I actually am using some new needles. I bought these are 10-inch circulars of 2, size 2 US. So I haven't knit circular needles with a sock before, and it's tricky. I feel like my hands are getting all crampy from having to hold on to these teeny tiny needles, and I actually needed like a size 9-inch circular instead of a 10, but I couldn't find from the supplier I bought these from, I could not get the size 9 US 2 because they were either out of stock or they didn't carry them. I can't remember exactly. So I went with the next size up, which is the 10-inch 2. But they are teeny tiny, but I do think that the 9 would be better because then I think it might be the needle itself is shorter, so then I can actually bend around better than having to shuffle all of my stitches so often to get that length of the sock up to the point where I need to start knitting it. So there's a lot of squishing around, moving around, but I think with the smaller one it'll be easier to run into the stitches as I encounter them. Just something I can't do with these. But I like that they are smaller and circular, because then I don't have to worry about how everything is oriented so much. Very easy just to join, just keep knitting in a circle instead of taking my needle out, putting it back in. But since it is a smaller project, it's not too much of a hassle, but it's just a little bit less that I have to worry about when it's all together nice and neat like this. But it does make it for fast knitting for sure. And I saw there's a sock kit from a knitting or a yarn shop that I visited during my yarn crawl last year, and you get the yarn and the pattern, and you get DPN holders too. I don't know the price, but I'm intrigued, and next month will be here very soon, and I thought it would be part of my June purchases that I spend a little bit of money on. But I'm kind of on the fence because it's like that one, it's an opportunity to support a business that I want to see survive this, and at the same time there's several places that I feel the same way about that are local to, well, local as in I can get to them through public transit, but it's a whole day and a half really just to make these commutes to these places since I live very far from them. But I'd love to see them continue to stay in business after all of this is said and done. So I might get that from them. We'll see. I have like a tab open on my computer. I have a million tabs. Like, I don't really bookmark stuff anymore. I just leave tabs open because Chrome is amazing, and if you have your account set up, you can basically just save all of your tabs. And let's say my power did go out because it's been storming today, and my lights cut out downstairs not too long ago. And let's say if the power really went out, I could still have my tabs all saved open and continue where I left off the next time I open Chrome. So I was thinking I should do that. I'll just have that tab open. I have some tabs open for some nail polish because I'm almost, not quite, but almost done with all of my nail polishes that I've used. If you're new here, one of my New Year's resolutions or goals, it wasn't really a resolution because I told myself I wasn't going to call them that anymore, but one of my goals for 2020 is to, the yarn fuzz is like landing on me, was to use all of my nail polish once through before I buy any new polishes. And it's been so hard because, like lipstick, I really love nail polish, and it's something fun that I like to do. I love to paint my nails different colors and different color types, different finishes. It's all very fun to me. And one thing that I've had a problem with is just buying lots of polishes and not using them enough before I move on to a new color. So my goal this year was to do my nails in every color I own, make sure that I actually really like that color, that formula, how does it dry, how does it cure, does it bubble, does it dent a lot, does it take a long time to cure, is it peely, all that stuff, so I could evaluate each color, decide if I really want to keep it in my collection still. And I have about 25 colors left. By the time you see this video, I might have 24 or so But I'm in the 20 range, and I'm very happy about that because it's not even the end of the year yet. So if you think, if I do them once or twice a week, which is usually the case, once they start to get really chippy, like the ones I have on right now aren't too bad, but where the cuticle is, it's starting to chip. So later tonight I will paint my nails again, but the end of May, easily have another, 5 months, if you think 4 weeks and 1 month, 20 colors or so. So just about the end of the year, if I only do 1 color per week. So we're making progress. So yeah, I have some tabs open for my nail polish. I have some tabs open for some yarn shops that I want to buy some yarn from, or kit. Most of them are kits just because it already has everything ready and I don't have to think too much since I already have quite a lot of yarn with no projects in mind. And I'm working on a very big project at the moment, so, but I already have the yarn I need for that, so I don't have to worry about using any more for it. But yeah, a lot of projects. Eventually I'm going to run out of room. I'm going to need a new tote for all the extra yarn I'm buying, but I don't know. I'm kind of not sticking to my originally I had said earlier on that I wasn't going to buy any more yarn until I used what was in my stash. And then this happened, and I'm like, well, I gotta keep these. Well, it's not going to be like I'm the only one supporting these companies, but I think, oh, well, now that I have more time to knit, I can buy more yarn because I'll be using more of it, right? But that's not the case because I'm still only working on a handful of projects at a time. But I am up to, I think in the last week I've added 2-3 more projects. So I think I'm working on about 8 or 9 right now, which is a lot, but they're all finishing at different times. So I was saying, okay, after I finish this one, I'll add this one, and it's kind of happening. Some of them are more like gift based, so I don't really think of them like that because depending on the time that they're kind of due is when they'll be finished. So they're not so much of like projects, but they're like, oh well, this is for somebody. But then I have my project for me, like my cardigan that I've been working on, and now I just started a blanket for myself, but that's based on each square, so it's also a little bit different. And then I have some cats that I've been making for co-workers, and I'm like, well, they don't really have a due date either, but I'd rather have them done before we all go back to work so they have like a nice little delivery at their house and know that I am thinking of them. And then of course this, which is a birthday gift, but I don't have to have them ready really until July, since that's when the rest of the birthday gift is supposed to be here. So it's like, I don't really know. But the other stuff that I saw that I want to buy is like a wrap kit. So there's one knitting, I keep calling it like a knitting shop, but a yarn shop that I bought from last summer that is selling a kit for a wrap that's really cute, but it's also pretty pricey. And then there's this other one that I just saw that has a sock kit, and then another one that I'm interested in is just having a trunk show. So I was like, okay, so I have different options. I didn't think I needed to buy yarn from every single one, and more like little not knickknacks, but notions perhaps, like the stitch counter that I still need that is more portable, maybe some more cards to use to label gifts, any kind of hand lotion bars, those are really nice. Other things that I can use that don't necessarily have to be yarn, which was what my goal was when I went to the yarn crawl last year, was not just to buy yarn, but other things that are cool and interesting and fun to use. So we'll see what I come up with. But those two kits, the sock kit and the wrap kit, are really catching my eye because the colors are just so pretty. But I told myself, by the time I'm ready to purchase, if it's out of stock, then that means yay, I don't have to worry about it. But if it is, then that is my green light to buy it, because I had it in my wish list for a month and thought, okay, it's still available, so I can get it, and instead of trying to buy it as soon as I see it, give it some time, see if anyone else likes it, and then if I know if it's sold out, that means they got the support that they needed and can carry on. But we are almost done with the pattern section of this sock. I also have on my list, I need to buy some size US 40-inch length, no, it's not size US, size 13 US 40-inch length circular needles, because you'll see later on that I had this bamboo, or no, you probably already saw it, depending on when the video was uploaded. I worked on the cat mat one more time, and I was like, nope, I can't do it anymore. So it's in its bag. It's waiting until I can get my circular needles to replace the bamboo ones that I'm using, because it has been such a headache trying to knit with these sticky bamboo needles and this Lopi yarn, which I found out is Lopi. So here we are. We're at the end of our pattern. I'm just gonna knit one so my stitch marker stays in place. And just to give you an idea of the shape here, this is the cuff at the top. Of course, we have our heel where I'm wiggling my finger, and then the foot is going to be coming this way. So I have quite a bit to go. So I decided to knit just a small cuff. So it hangs like that. So yes, I love this yarn. I love the striping. I say I'm not like a pink person, but berries color scheme are my jam, but I love a teal, but purples, kind of raspberry colors, those are good too. But yes, we are at the end here. Once again, thank you so much for sticking it out with me, listening to me yap about who knows what. It's never the same thing every day. It's always something different, right? So I'm glad that you are entertained. I'm glad that you get to work on your own project while you listen to me, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.